So last night, me and my wife went and seen Black Christmas 2019. Yeah. Now here's the thing. We had heard the reviews before. We had heard what people were saying about this film. And the trailers looked absolutely horrible. Now, when I saw the poster for Black Christmas, I was like, okay, yeah, new Black Christmas. That's awesome. No. When it comes to films, I like to review films that are good, obviously. But if a film is bad, I still don't mind reviewing it, because if it's bad, there's still probably some good things sprinkled throughout the movie. And I don't like giving criticism. Now, what I mean by that is I like giving constructive criticism. I feel like constructive criticism is good. And when people make something, you know, they usually, most of the time, pour their heart and their soul in it. That's facts. And I don't like criticizing something that, you know, somebody's worked really hard on. Because, you know, I like to think, I liked to think that there was no such thing as a bad film. Because, you know, some people might watch the film and they might think it's bad. Some people might watch the film, they might think it's good. It's just opinions, you know, your opinion is not right or wrong, and that's just how it is. Let's discuss the 500-pound elephant in the room, and that's men are absolutely horrible. Now, if you believe that, that's fine. And if you want to make a film about that, that's completely fine. More power to you. It's opinions, you know, like I said, they're not right, they're not wrong. But there's other ways to go about it. Even my wife, when we were watching the film, you know, it bothered her, because I'm going to touch on a very sensitive subject, and it sucks that I have to do that in a review, that I have to get political, because when I review a movie, I want to review a movie for, like, you know, the cinematography, the directing, the writing, the story, the atmosphere, you know, like, I want, that's the stuff that I want to review. But instead, with this film, you kind of have no choice but to get, you know, into other things that, you know, most people probably don't want to get into. So this film does deal with sexual assault. This one woman in the film, she got sexually assaulted, and that is no joking matter. It really isn't. And, you know, the film is trying to pretty much tell this story about the girl that got sexually assaulted, and I feel like they were kind of mocking it. Like, it wasn't necessarily the story that they were telling, because there were other stuff to it. But this film, just the way that they portray men and the way that they portray women, it's almost cartoonish. It was almost like I was watching a cartoon. And like I said, like, me and my wife, we were just sitting there, and, like, it made no sense. What kind of message are you trying to tell? You know, like, I'm all for a film about a woman getting revenge on a man that has done something horrible to her. If you want to watch a film like that, let me tell you, Kill Bill is perfect. But this film is just, I don't want to spoil it, but at the same time, I don't really care. But there is a twist in the film, and it's goofy. It makes no sense. And if you're going to make a film about, you know, a woman that has been sexually assaulted, which let me, you know, clarify that the whole film is not about that. But it is sort of a looming presence to this girl. You could do it a lot better. And this film was just, I feel like, a disgrace to that. It's a disgrace to the whole topic. Things in this film are just blown out of proportion. And it's not even the fact that, you know, like, if there was a film made about men putting down women like that, then, you know, in this manner, then that would be stupid. It really would. And if I were to watch a film and, you know, a woman was to be like, oh man, I can't stand them, that's fine. I've seen plenty of films that do that, and that's fine. You know, there are men out there that are horrible. There are women out there that are horrible. It's not the gender. It's not the race. It's just the individual that does this stuff. It's not segregated from one gender, one race. It's just the person. And this film completely just throws that out of the water. I mean, if the person that directed this film, I forget what her name is, but if she was trying to tell a story about women rising up and taking control, then she completely failed. Because I felt like this film was just mocking men, women, sexual assault. It just, the director failed. And I'm going to quit talking about the whole men, women, you know, assaulting stuff in the film. That's over with. I'm done talking about it. The way that it was executed was just completely terrible. We're done talking about that stuff. Yeah, it was poorly executed. Let's actually get into the film itself. Now, the film itself, they steal a lot of stuff. Like there's one, and that's fine, stealing, you know, a lot of stuff. You know, the directors do it all the time. You can do that and still make a really good film. Actually, you know, obviously it was an original idea before, and then people are going to use it. That's fine. If it worked before, do it again. But if your film is already really bad, then it's not going to help. You know, like it really isn't. I'm all for, obviously, you know me, I've done filmmaking before, you know, like, and of course I'm going to pull from my favorite directors, but the way this film does stuff, it makes no sense. And I just think that's just because this film already put a bad taste in my mouth. The film is boring. It drags on for an hour and 30-something minutes. Apparently there's an extended cut that's like an hour and 50-something minutes. I don't know. But yeah, I would not want to watch that version. It's slow. And, you know, they rated this movie PG-13, and I just don't see the point. Now, I've heard people complain, saying, well, it's fine to have a PG-13 horror movie. That's completely fine. Yeah, that's fine for horror, but if you're making a slasher movie, all a PG-13 slasher movie is the slasher movie, but without the blood, the gore, and I guess the nudity maybe. But yeah, that's all you're doing. I don't see no point in it, you know? Like Black Christmas, the other two, they were savage movies, you know? And this film just literally is like taking light beer and pouring a pitcher of water in a light beer can. Like, that's what you've done. That's what you have done to the Black Christmas franchise. Yeah, it was just, like I said, they copied a lot of stuff that could have been copied nice if the movie was actually good, you know, like there were a few scenes, like there were some zoom-ins that reminded me from other films and other directors, you know, and I was watching, and I was like, you know what, that would have been really cool if this film would have actually sort of retained what Black Christmas was, but instead, they just completely, whatever. So as you guys know, I rank films F for horrible, D for bad, C for okay or meh, B for good, A for amazing, and S for superior or masterpiece. I'm giving this film a big fat F, man. This film was absolutely horrible. Horrible. Just don't go see this film. Save yourself. Go out and buy some paint. Paint the wall, watch it dry. You might actually save a little bit more money doing that, because Black Christmas is just probably, on the top of my head, it's probably the worst film I've ever seen. Now, obviously, it's probably not if I were to go back and view other films, but this film, it's bad. Definitely the worst film I've seen all year. So if you guys want to check out something that's actually good, check out my first ever novel, I Wish I Never Knew. Links down in the description below for the paperback copy. I've got some really good feedback on it, and it'd mean the world to me if you guys checked it out. I'm almost at 500 subscribers too, so if you guys wanted to subscribe, it'd mean the world to me as well. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of Black Christmas. And if you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, links down there as well. I'm almost 4,000 followers, and I always post my movie reviews, pickups, game reviews, stuff like that. Just, it's an awesome community on there, and I would really, you know, if you guys are a part of it, definitely follow me. I'd love to follow you back. And with that being said, I hope you guys have a terrific day. Don't go see this movie, and I'll see you guys next time.